Hi there! Well, after the storm, the quiet, the peace, the, you know, when you've gone through that tough part, oh, well, I remember when I ran out of food hitchhiking, and I lived on special K sandwiches for almost 2 weeks, you know, 2 pieces of white bread with special K cereal on it. I was doing that because I was flat broke. I ran out of money in Idaho, and I had to hitchhike all the way back here to Southern California. And it took me almost 2 weeks to make that circuit back. But when I got back, my dad took me out to sushi. Oh boy, did that taste good! You know, after the trial. And so yesterday was the down day. I've had, and I'm not going to go on and on about the down. Maybe if you saw the video I posted yesterday, which was pretty down, you know, took a little resolve to even post that one. I did it for the sake of my daughter, so that, you know, it's tough as a father. You don't want to see your kids to see your weakness, but at the same time you want them to know you're human too. So post those things like that. So anywho, 48 hours after I got here, bad. Oh boy. And last night, what was that? I said it yesterday, that was bad too. But I really felt lost yesterday. I won't go into it all over again, but just to summarize, today last was a bad day. And I kind of expected waking up this morning, going to bed last night, I kind of expected that today might be better. Less self-fulfilling prophecy than an expectation born of experience. Not worldly experience or learned book learning experience, but kind of the street type, which is kind of worldly, but less of the intellectual side, more of the just been there, done that sort. Here we go. Let's cross the street. So, and indeed, today not only turned out to be a better day, it turned out to be a fantastic day, and I mean a really good day. In fact, as I was leaving, I mentioned to a co-worker that I thought that today was my first day back at work. I had 3 meetings today. I had my projects. I'm hitting my stride as a project manager, regaining my composure as an American employee, and finding my skill set, which was a bit old but still applicable. You know, it's like some tools will apply, even though the time is, you know, I might be out of date on some software applications, but the basic fundamentals of of project management, you know, recognizing who the stakeholders are, understanding what the customer wants or needs, far more appropriately what they need, not necessarily what they want. Some of you often a great difference between the two, and that's, I think, the mark of a good project manager, is to help the customer to find out what they need in spite of what they want, or sometimes in addition to what they want, or complementary to what they want. Basically, you've got to help them feel like they're getting value for the service or product that you're delivering, and then to be able to understand, take those things back to the subject matter experts, help them refine what the offering really should be, bring that back to the customer, and as I said before, give them an example of what they need, what it'll cost, how long it'll take, and then execute the plan when those who are involved have signed off on it, within specification and within the before deadline. And those things remain the same. So I kind of hit my stride with that today. I've got my own projects now. I've got 5 projects actually, and I'm learning how to. This is one of those shops where you're running with a handful of you've got plates spinning on different poles all the time, and that's a challenge as well, especially when you're not familiar with the things or the people, or even the layout of the building. I keep getting lost. I keep circling this big square building with the hollow part in the center, and I go around and around trying to get to whatever conference room I've got to be at, or even to find the exit. So I had my first meeting that I ran. I called and brought the stakeholders together and delivered my first ITIL specification document, which I hope will serve as basically a blueprint for what the organization may need along the lines of that. You know, basically, one of the reasons I got hired, one of the criteria for me to get hired was that I had to. They asked me. They said, "We want you to be certified on this thing called ITIL, the IT Infrastructure Library, which is a global standard for not just IT in particular, but for business practices, but most specifically for IT, because they want to become an ITIL shop." And so I've done that, and so I'm attempting to apply from the very get-go everything that I do along those standards. So I developed a document in accord with that, and showed it to the people in question, and they gave wonderful feedback and helped me to refine it, which I then brought that to a second meeting thereafter, and was able to show it to the higher-ups as well as the larger team, and it worked well there. And then we had a third meeting, which I had no idea what I was doing. So you win some, you lose some, right? But that was because the projects were new to me, and there, no background. This is the way the industry works. You go into the deep water and swim, or you sink. And I know it'll take me a while to swim. Good thing is, great people, wonderful people. I had a real moment where I felt myself as an American again. We were in this meeting, and in Japan, meetings are especially where I worked, are very formal affairs where people sit ramrod straight. They take their turn speaking, and the Japanese, when they're in meetings, use a formal type of Japanese language. In fact, if you're a college student in Japan, you may take classes to teach yourself how to speak in those type of situations, so that you can learn the proper language and vocabulary to show deference to those your higher ups, the customers, and the like, and to basically follow the protocol of formal dialogue. Well, it's not really dialogue. Japanese meetings, it's more like expounding. Ooh, screen. It's more like the person who has something to say says it, others listen, digest it, say what they want to say, take this time, 15, 10 minutes, 30 minutes at a time around the table. Long period of silence, somebody follows up. Whereas here, as I've gone in other videos, it's this free-for-all. It's like mud wrestling. You throw everybody in, the ideas are thrown out, shot down, resurrected, reconstituted in a Frankenstein style, until you've got this thing at the end that represents a culmination of best practices, observations, deflated, then reflated egos, and off you go. That's the way we do it. And the first week, I was having a real hard time with it. I'm sitting there ramrod straight, trying to do it. I couldn't do it, but today I was into it. Probably because it was the meeting that I had where it was my meeting. I called it, and I was the one that basically saw the meeting through. And I was able to, it just came back. It came back. And then the follow-up meeting from there, I was able to do much better. And I not only did I find it again, but I found I loved it. Like, for example, the second meeting we were at was after lunch. People showed up with, cup of coffee. One person had a big gulp. Another person had a whole bag of McDonald's and was down in a Big Mac and with their supersized drink during the meeting. And it's just fine. Cell phones are going off, bing. It's just fine. And talking with others about it. This is the culture. This is the corporate culture for this environment. It's effective. It works. It's fun. It's interesting. It's engaging. It's the type of thing that I can do that I couldn't do in Japan. There's a video I have out there called "Why I Can't Succeed in Japan," and it details over the LylesBrother channel. It details specifically that I couldn't do this in Japan because that don't work. Maybe in some organizations, but not in any that I worked at in Japan. So, and it's nothing bad. Japanese way works. American way works. Different environments, different solutions. So I'll finish off with I'm happy today. It's a good day. It's a really good day. Still rough. I mean, a good day during these 2 weeks is like a mediocre day when I was living in Japan. So I've still got a long ways to go. And I was talking to the guy that might rent me the room, and it's going to be a while. So still some time before that. So I'll leave you guys with a funny anecdote. My iPhone that I brought from the States, for some reason, hasn't updated its clock. You'd think it would do it automatically. It's on Wi-Fi, it's connected to GPS, but it's still stuck on Japan time. So I use that because that's got my podcast in it. So I sometimes listen to music or podcast before I go to sleep. So I had this phone, my new phone. This is the iPhone 5C, the blue one that my employer gave me and that I'm filming on now. That's why it has the nice inside camera. And then I still have over here this is the iPhone that I brought from Japan. So I always have one in every pocket. And this one I do for personal stuff. This one I do for work stuff, except for this because this has got the great inside camera. Anyway, on and on. I wake up every morning now at 6 a.m., not p.m. No graveyard for me. I wake up at 6 a.m. and get ready. Anyway, I woke up in the middle of the night 2 nights ago, and we did daylight saving time, so it's pushed back. I hope I didn't tell this story already. Maybe I did. And pushed it back, and so then it's darker. I get up. I look at the thing. It says 6 o'clock. Time to get up. I go out. I go up, shave, take a shower, went down, got dressed in my formal wear, and went downstairs, made myself breakfast, was eating my cereal, and I was thinking, well, it still is dark outside given the time. And I look at the stove clock and it says 2:30, and I go, oh, the stove clock is broken. Then I look at the microwave, 2:30. Oh wow, the microwave is broken too. And then it dawns on me, they're not broken, I'm broken. I had grabbed the wrong phone. I had grabbed the phone with the Japan time on it. So I'll go back upstairs, take all the clothes off, go back to bed. I hope I didn't tell that story again. Forgive me if I've repeated myself. So I'm going to sign off for now here at the intersection. This is becoming my new familiar haunt. I keep making a lot of videos here, although now it's lighter because of daylight savings time. Daylight saving time, for those who do not know, is a progression of the clock, or a recession of the clock, depending on the season. Spring forward, fall back to provide more daylight savings. Oh, and then that's great. These people here waiting for me all over the place here. People wait for you so that they're very, very courteous that way. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to sign off, guys. Have a great day, great evening, great whatever. More stuff coming as it comes. See ya. That one's off.